The moon hung low in the sky, casting a silvery glow over Hollow Hill Manor. The ancient mansion, with its crumbling stone facade and ivy-covered walls, stood isolated atop a desolate hill. The wind whispered through the trees, carrying with it a chill that seemed to seep into the very bones of the earth. Sarah, a young journalist, had come to Hollow Hill Manor in search of a story. Rumors had circulated for years about the manor's dark past, about the tragic events that had unfolded within its walls. Determined to uncover the truth, Sarah had secured permission to spend a night in the manor, hoping to document any paranormal activity that might occur. As Sarah stepped through the manor's grand entrance, she felt a shiver run down her spine. The air inside was thick and musty, filled with the scent of decay and neglect. Cobwebs hung from the ceiling, and dust-covered furniture lay scattered throughout the rooms. It was as if time had stood still, preserving the manor's eerie atmosphere. Setting up her equipment in the main hall, Sarah tried to shake off her unease. She had always been skeptical of the supernatural, dismissing ghost stories as mere tales meant to frighten and entertain. But as the hours passed and darkness fell, she began to question her skepticism. As midnight approached, Sarah heard it, a faint whispering sound that seemed to come from all around her. Straining her ears, she tried to make out the words, but they were muffled and indistinct. Chills ran down her spine as she realized that she was not alone. Mustering her courage, Sarah ventured deeper into the manor, following the sound of the whispers. They led her to a staircase that spiraled upwards, disappearing into the darkness above. Hesitating for a moment, she took a deep breath and began to climb. As she ascended, the whispers grew louder, more insistent. It was as if a multitude of voices were calling out to her, beckoning her to join them. The air grew colder with each step, and Sarah's heart pounded in her chest. Reaching the top of the staircase, Sarah found herself in a long corridor lined with doors. The whispers seemed to emanate from one particular room at the end of the hall. Steeling herself, she approached the door and slowly turned the knob. The room beyond was shrouded in darkness, illuminated only by the pale light of the moon filtering through a cracked window.
As Sarah stepped inside, she felt a sudden gust of wind extinguish her flashlight, plunging her into total darkness. Panic rising, Sarah fumbled for her phone, using its dim light to navigate the room. The whispers were now a cacophony, filling her ears with their haunting refrain. Desperate to escape, she turned to leave, but the door had vanished, replaced by a solid wall of stone. Trapped and terrified, Sarah sank to the floor, clutching her phone to her chest. The whispers seemed to surround her, closing in from all sides. In her mind's eye, she saw the faces of those who had once lived in the manor, their eyes hollow and their expressions twisted in agony. Hours seemed to pass as Sarah huddled in the darkness, paralyzed by fear. Just as she was about to lose all hope, the whispers began to fade, replaced by a soft, melodic voice singing a lullaby. The voice was soothing, comforting, and Sarah felt herself drawn to it. Following the sound, she crawled across the floor, eventually finding herself in front of a hidden doorway concealed behind a tapestry. Pushing it aside, Sarah discovered a small, candlelit chamber adorned with symbols and runes. In the center of the room stood a pedestal upon which rested an ancient book bound in leather. The melodic voice continued to sing, guiding Sarah's hand as she reached out to touch the book. As soon as her fingers made contact, the chamber filled with a blinding light and the whispers ceased. When Sarah's vision cleared, she found herself back in the main hall of Hollow Hill Manor, the morning sun streaming through the windows. Confused and disoriented, Sarah gathered her belongings and fled the manor, vowing never to return. But as she walked away, she couldn't shake the feeling that she had uncovered only a fraction of the manor's dark secrets, and that the whispers would continue to haunt her dreams for years to come.